Namaste, friends. My name's Troy, and I'm participating in a Yoga Prasad 200-hour YTT course here in Canada. And today I want to take some time out and ask Prasad a few questions, focusing on men's involvement in yoga. So, Prasad, firstly, I guess I want to ask, do you feel there is more of need for male participation in the yoga? If so, can you expand on that a little bit?
Yes, it is observed that far few men in general participate in yoga. And if you look at it generally, also the view of yoga amongst men is a little different. The reason for this, I think, is that yoga is looked at as a form of sport,
Mm.
and generally people perceive yoga as some kind of physical activity or calorie burn activity or some kind of activity for fitness, right? And because of which men generally tend to shy away from participating in yoga because yoga comes across as a very gentle, relaxed, soft way of exercising. Whilst men, because of their orientation or testosterone or whatever you may say, tend to move towards a more aggressive, more achievement oriented practices of exercise. So I feel unless and until the view of yoga doesn't move from sports fitness activity to a complete lifestyle spiritual activity, this lack of participation of men will always be an issue.
Okay. So I guess for any men out there that may be wondering if yoga is a good option for them, can you maybe tell us a little bit about the benefits they may experience?
Yeah, sure. First and foremost, we have to understand that yoga is not asana.
Hmm.
That is one clarification we all need to know and really understand. What has happened is in modern yoga, uh, asana practice or the posture practice has become the be all and end all of yoga. And as you know, Troy, because you are also a student of yoga, that asana or posture practice is just one aspect of yoga.
Sure.
So we all need to, especially yoga students, yoga teachers, and everybody, we need to understand that yoga is not just something that you do in a yoga studio twice a week from 5 to 6, but it is a complete lifestyle overhaul. It's science of self-development. So it cannot be just compressed into an activity. It is about lifestyle, it's about your psychological orientation, it's about your dietary habits, it's about your exercise, it's about your movement towards contentment and peace. So the way we understand yoga, the way yoga is understood in its complete sense, yoga is a science of self transformation.
Yeah.
And that self transformation, that self that we are talking about, doesn't have a gender.
Mm.
So if yoga is good for women, it is also good for men.
Yeah.
So in that sense, the self that we are talking about in self development is doesn't have a gender. So a man, a woman, a boy, a girl, doesn't matter, whoever that human being may be, yoga is good for everybody.
Yeah. Sure.
So yoga definitely is fantastic for men, not just good for men, on many different levels, physically, psychologically. Um, it's just brilliant.
So, I mean, there's probably a little bit of stigma from a male point of view that it has to be something has to substitute, i.e., they might be playing a contact sport or doing some gym, some weights. I mean, there's absolutely no reason why this concept can't be incorporated into what we're already doing, right?
Absolutely. I mean, if you don't look at yoga as asana practice, I don't see why it should not complement with your other fitness practices.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go to the gym thrice a week and follow a yogic lifestyle 24/7. So I don't see doing yoga, even the posture practice. Let's assume that somebody doesn't want to do yoga or asana yoga as a lifestyle practice, but somebody just wants to do the posture practice. Still, your other fitness activities and asana practice or the posture practice can fantastically complement. That's why nowadays, if you see many sports teams, including soccer teams,
Absolutely.
baseball teams, have started including asanas or the posture practice in their training routine.
Yeah, very good. Okay, well, I think that's definitely cleared up a few points of interest for myself and probably many other men out there. That what I've experienced so far has definitely been beneficial. So I would like to see more men participate.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Physically, if we see, men would really benefit with yoga because men carry more muscle mass,
Yep.
right? If you look a woman's body and a man's body, even an untrained, unconditioned body, the men tend to carry more muscle mass. The more the muscle mass, the more the body tends to become stiffer. And stiffer the muscle, tighter the muscles, the more chances of injury or spasm.
Yes.
And that's why men really need to focus on at least the asana practice or the posture practice. But mind you, posture practice that is not just aimed at stretching away to glory, but posture practice that is holistically oriented. And posture practice that focuses on building flexibility, building strength, building balance, building sense of awareness, what we call as proprioception in anatomical, physiological terms, and also a gentle awareness of breathing and taking that breath awareness to a deeper level.
Yes.
So that one can sense themselves. So, in that sense, physically, it has a huge benefit to men.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a majority of the male society tend to push, and I think the yoga practice can just bring us back to a place where we're feeling more settled within ourselves, and obviously the physical benefits
Absolutely.
will complement the mental benefits.
Absolutely. I mean, you're speaking about mental benefits now, and that's a huge avenue where men can really benefit. Because look, that mind beyond behind the body doesn't have a gender. Mind is mind, it's a software. The body is a hardware, the body has a gender, but the mind doesn't have a gender. That mind behind the man's body will benefit a lot just by a few things like relaxing deeply. What happens is because there's so much pressure on men because of their gender roles. A man is a provider, is a protector, and men get crushed under these strong gender roles. For example, simple social conditioning that we have is boys don't cry. The men don't have a way, an avenue to let out their emotions. Our society has made it okay for a man to go up and beat up somebody on the street, but not for men to cry. If a man is crying, he is immediately labeled as not man enough.
Yes.
But if he goes and beats up somebody on the streets, on the street brawl or road rage or whatever, it's okay. It's like men will be men. Men are under a lot of pressure because of these gender roles, and they are getting smothered, and there is no other avenue for them to relax or to let themselves out, let themselves go. And yoga can give a beautiful outlet for men to relax in what they are.
Yeah, yeah. I think from personal experience, but also seeing many men in society, typically, you might have a tough day at work, a stressful day, you might be feeling a little bit heated in your thoughts and your energy. So the normal reaction and what's deemed acceptable in society is to go to the gym and hit the bag and work yourself up even more.
Yeah.
So what you're touching on is talking about providing a little bit of balance and maybe just coming down from that space rather than
Exactly.
escalating.
Coming down from that space is the most important point. What happens is a typical man ideally rushes out of his home at 8 o'clock in the morning, work, chasing deadlines, chasing financial targets, and finishes his work by 6 o'clock. But then he wants to go to the gym or wants to run on a treadmill or wants to go out and wants to run or wants to hit the weights. What happens is he started off in the morning at 7:30, 7 o'clock, and he's going in the gym or running 7K or 11K or whatever it is at 8 o'clock in the night. He comes home at 9, 9:30. So 12, 13 hours, that man has not really relaxed. Now, it's very difficult for such men to to rest, to relax. They exhaust themselves to sleep. And that's not the way to sleep. That's why many incidents of accidents are increasing because men, while driving home, they sleep at the wheel.
Yeah.
So yoga can really create a beautiful space for men to relax, and that's why I feel, from physical point of view, from psychological point of view, it's very, very important for men to practice yoga. So thanks, Troy, because I want to take this opportunity to appeal to all the men out there to embrace yoga. It's not some namby-pamby soft way of exercise. Look at it as in its broad sense, and completely participate in a holistic approach of yoga, which heals your body, which relaxes your mind, and ultimately makes you comfortable and content in yourself.
Thank you, Prasad.
Thank you. Thanks so much.